Hi everyone, Emily Dean here, coming to you from ISE 2022. The show just opened, and I am here on the Logitech stand with Eric Tooley from Logitech. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Emily?
I'm doing well. So Logitech has one of the largest stands it's ever had, correct?
This is the biggest presence we've had at any show before, and it's partly because we are bigger than we've ever been before. It's been a wild couple of years for the entire world, and a lot of the solutions have been revolving around remote work, video conferencing, and collaboration tools for distributed workforces, and we powered a lot of that growth.
That's absolutely right. So why don't we're going to take a booth tour to showcase everything that Logitech has on display here, from different applications, meeting rooms, etc. So why don't we start with the modern office and how Logitech is kind of addressing that the office of yesterday isn't the office of today, and it isn't the office of tomorrow.
That's right. All right, let's take a look at what's new.
The stand is beautiful.
Yeah, this whole place is beautiful. Barcelona is a wonderful place. I wish everybody could be here. There's so much to see and do, and there's a lot that's new. And we're all so hungry to have a hands-on experience of what this stuff actually is, what it looks like, how it connects together, how it integrates. And ISE is a perfect place to do that, but LinkedIn Live is the next best thing.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so here we are. So when we think about hybrid working, it's a wonderful buzzword, and the new modern office and all these meeting equity terms, it's great marketing, but what does it actually mean? And at Logitech, we think that it really needs to center around the people. You have to be able to show up for work, and showing up for work can mean literally walking into the workplace where your colleagues are, or it could be logging into a meeting or having some other sort of telepresence into the workplace. And at different situations, you need different types of tools. And so if you are lucky enough to have a workplace to go into and it's not a terrible commute, right, then you might walk into a situation where you no longer have your own dedicated desk, but you're hot desking, you're sharing with somebody else. You have a desk that you can book, and it might look something like this.
Actually, we at rAVe kind of are operating off of that situation and off of that model. So let's take a look at what that would look like along with the Logitech solutions.
Yeah, perfect. So this would be a great desk to walk into and share, where you have a beautiful curved monitor. Of course, it's topped with a Logitech Brio. The new Litra Light is a wonderful way to brighten up a dark nook, and gives a very flattering, soft, and adjustable light, so you like how you look on camera, which is a huge difference maker to wanting to be on camera in the first place.
Absolutely.
Because if your laptop is taking a picture up your nose, and nobody wants to be in shadow. Never look down at a camera, right?
Yeah, we've seen way too many of those over the past 2 years.
Yeah, and just like dressing for work, looking presentable is another good way to show up for work. And so you want to set up your workplace for those types of nice meetings with people who are remote. And that might include having a great Brio webcam and a Litra Light. You'll see a Logitech Dock on this. We're gonna dive into that a little bit more detail, but you're gonna want one.
I am.
You are gonna want one. And you have to make it convenient, because if you are rushing into the office, maybe you're just there 1 or 2 days a week, you need to plug in and be present with the other people who are there and get your work done. And that means not schlepping a lot of cables and dongles and equipment and not having to worry about that. It needs to be ready for you.
Yeah, the whole trend of going back to the office, you want to make it as easy as possible for those employees and coworkers to come back. And by creating those dedicated workstations that are hot desking and easy for them to connect to is kind of the key.
I 100% agree. And we're going to hear a lot more about hot desking and what companies are trying to do to figure this out going forward, because frankly, we have not really done this at scale before. It's never been the default for most companies. We're all figuring this out on the fly, and I mean, poor IT. Now they have to work with facilities and everyone else, and even in HR, trying to figure out how to manage the people as well as manage the space. It's a lot to ask, and so you need to make sure that it's as easy as possible for everyone to buy, deploy, to monitor, and to cover with warranties and services.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of IT, let's talk about the different meeting platforms that Logitech works with?
Well, of course, because we're Logitech, we're a Swiss company, we're neutral. We love everybody. We love everybody, and our partners that we're featuring here at ISE are Microsoft, Zoom, and Google, the big three for meetings. We have certified integrations with all those cloud services and room solutions for every size of room. Something that is really great about the Logitech room solutions that you might not find with some other choices is that all of them are extendable with accessories. So no room is going to be exactly the same. Sometimes you might need to add extra mics. It might be a weird shape. You want to have whiteboard cameras for other types of collaboration. There's a lot of opportunities to customize and equip a room exactly how it needs to suit the space. And that means more components to spec, and also a little more creativity in how you design it. And fortunately with Logitech solutions, they all just plug in and configure themselves. There's not a lot of work that you have to do, so you can deploy dozens of rooms relatively quickly.
And that makes it easy for the integrator partners as well as the users.
Absolutely. It's been a tough transition going from we're going to equip a handful of high-cost rooms to we need to build out dozens or hundreds of rooms. They have to be fairly standard, but one size doesn't fit all. So find a great modern platform to start from, maybe Rally Bar Mini in a small to medium room or Rally Bar in a medium to large room, and add audio extensions, mounts, touch controllers as is appropriate for that space.
So you mentioned collaboration and whiteboarding, and you have a great demo here on display with your partner, Claris, correct?
Claris, this is a wonderful, wonderful new partnership for Logitech. You'll see here is the Scribe whiteboard camera. This is just an ordinary whiteboard. This is not a smart board. This is not running an application. If you write on a Sharpie with it, you don't have to worry that you just ruined a $5,000 smart display, right? This is just a whiteboard, and above it is the Scribe whiteboard camera. This is compatible with Google, Microsoft, and Zoom. It has one-touch sharing into any meeting. Where you want to start whiteboarding, you just touch the button and it shares like shared content. And the wonderful thing about this special lens, it doesn't look like it, right, from where it's aimed, but it's designed to capture
the whole board.
Yeah, this whole area. And we're inviting people to come in and sign on and share their signature or a little note, and it gets broadcast into a Teams meeting from there. What's great about what Claris has done, this is a very easy thing to mount to a wall in any meeting room, but what if you want to put it on something that you can move around?
Yeah, because you can't, with the way that we're working and collaborating these days, you really have to have mobility in your solution.
Yeah, everybody wants flexibility. People want flexibility. People want flexibility. So what Claris has done that's cool is they've built this very sturdy whiteboard, and you see this wedge at the bottom? Yep. All right, yeah, you want to take a look at this. So under here, we have a power source and connections so that this system could be completely wireless, and you can roll it around if you need to. Once you get it in a place where you want it to stay, you can plug it into the main so you don't have to worry about power or anything else. But this is a wonderful way to give more flexibility because, frankly, you never really know how and where people are going to be inspired. And it's our job to make sure that when you are inspired to collaborate, that you can capture that and help people share it.
So we talked about hot desking, we talked about the platform partners. Let's go look at the different solutions and verticals that Logitech is serving.
Great idea. When it comes to collaboration, sometimes people don't think that verticals, well, a meeting is a meeting, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is true, but anyone who's ever worked with a particular group of customers that has specific requirements will know better. So let's take healthcare, for example.
Sure.
So perched above this monitor is Logitech Meetup. This is the world's best-selling, most popular conference camera. It's been a wild success for Logitech, and healthcare loves it because its metal chassis is easy to clean. It can be sterilized. And unlike say, Rally Bar Mini or Rally Bar or Rally System that have speakers with fabric grills, this is built to be put on a cart. It's built to be in a medical setting.
It must be pretty ruggedized then too.
We know how to make stuff that doesn't break. Sometimes I wish stuff wouldn't last quite as long as it does, but we have a strong commitment to sustainability, and that's not just putting stuff in a plain brown box without styrofoam in it. It means that the equipment that you buy and install stays up and running, and you don't need a forklift upgrade for this. And another investment that Logitech has made, when you look at our appliances that have the built-in platform for them, they're running Logitech Collab OS, and it's on Android 10, running on a pretty high-end processor, and it has a long lifespan and it has the horsepower for years of upgrades. Microsoft Teams has already certified it, at least through the end of 2024, and it might go beyond that. Whereas some of the solutions that are currently being sold right now, they're going to end certification by the end of this year. And so what do? You've got this big piece of plastic and e-waste that you really don't know what to do with.
Right.
And that's not in line with our values, and it's also not good for the customer.
It's not, and I know a lot of people and partners are looking for those more sustainable solutions today as that becomes a larger and larger trend.
Yeah, I am proud to work for a company like Logitech that cares as much about that as I do.
So we touched on the hot desking. Let's head over to your ideal home workplace.
Oh, you're going to want this home office. You're going to want it.
I work from home like Monday, Friday. Okay. So yes, I definitely identify with this setup here.
Okay, well, can I invite you to take a seat?
Sure.
All right, so here's your beautiful MX Keys Mini. It's a lovely keyboard. It has an emoji button. Who doesn't want a dedicated?
Oh, you have to have the emoji button.
Dedicated emoji button. But the real star of this show is Logitech Dock. This is the world's first and only docking station that's designed for video meetings. Just like any dock for your laptop, it has all the ports that you need for peripherals, 1 or 2 monitors. It will charge your laptop via USB-C up to 100 watts. So there's just a one cable connection to this thing.
That's great.
It is awesome. That means you don't have to schlep a power supply between home and work, and you just disconnect your laptop and you're good to go.
So you were telling me earlier about this button here. Why don't you tell me a bit more about that?
All right. So Logitech Dock works with the Logitune application. We see that here. It syncs with the calendar, whether it's Outlook or Google Calendar, and it looks for meetings that have video invitations in them. And once that meeting is coming up, this will start to glow underneath. And let's say it's a Teams meeting. You just touch this button on the top, it automatically launches the Teams client and takes you into the right meeting. Now let's say that your next meeting is a Zoom meeting with a different customer or a different client. You touch the button and it pops open the Zoom client. You don't have to keep hunting for the right client or going back to your calendar.
Or opening up the application and saying, oh, no, this one's a Zoom, not Teams.
I need to copy the meeting ID. Oh, I just pasted in the last thing on my clipboard. And you're always a little bit late for the next meeting. We're all chain smoking meetings, right? We need breaks, but when you don't have one, when you don't have a break, you need technology to help make your life easier.
Yeah, exactly.
The other magic button, it's the video mute button, right? Sometimes you need to sneeze, you're eating lunch, you just want to make sure that the camera is off, and you don't want to go hunting for it in the app.
I've done that many times where I am trying to fumble around with muting or turning my video off because, yes, you're sneaking in lunch during meetings.
Yeah. All of us at Logitech who design and create these products have exactly the same problems that everybody else does. And so for that home worker, we know that being able to power your laptop, connect your mouse, your keyboard, your webcam, your light, your monitors, 1 or 2 monitors, and to have an amazing speakerphone here with beamforming mics and the slapping speakers. We've got one that's over there jamming to pop music, and
it sounds good.
It sounds better than we want IT to know, because it's like, I'm not buying you a speaker, but it just happens to have an amazing speaker in it. because there are use cases where some of our customers, they are reviewing creative material, whether they're in video production, and they want to be able to hear how it actually sounds, even if you're not wearing a headset.
It's a great all-in-one solution.
And there are times when you don't want slapping speakers. Your kids are running around, your dog's barking, the leaf blower's going on outside. A lovely integration with our Zone Wireless portfolio is that when you take your Zone Wireless headset or earbuds and put them in, Dock will automatically switch from speakerphone to headset mode.
Oh, that's great. That's fabulous.
You don't have to change devices. It just knows what you're doing. And you take them out and it switches back to the speaker.
That's very end-user friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one other thing that I want to talk to you about is your services.
Yes. Because when you are asking your customers to support hundreds, if not thousands of meeting rooms, and we really have to think of the home office as a personal focus room now, that when you're there for 3, even 4 days a week, it needs the same audio and video quality, the same ease of joining a meeting with one touch, just like you might have in a meeting room. But also IT needs to know that it's ready for the next video meeting and to be able to troubleshoot and keep everything up and running. So we have a new service called Logitech Select. It's an all-in-one service offering that provides priority 24/7 technical support, extended warranty coverage, advanced analytics and insights through our Sync global device management platform, everything that our customers need to have confidence that their entire deployment
Is up and running.
is up and ready. You don't need to walk by every room and make sure everything's plugged in, everything looks green. You just look at this screen and you can tell.
I know a lot of your partners will be excited to use that and implement that.
Absolutely. We have a multi-tenancy option too if you want to offer this as a service, that type of monitoring and support. That's easy for you to do. Or for your global customers that want to organize their organizations in different groups, there's a hierarchy there to do that.
Yeah. All right, let's head back into the booth. Eric, it's been great getting this booth tour. I know that our viewers at home appreciated that. And then if they want to learn more information or find out anything more about all the products here, where would they go?
Just go to Logitech.com. You'll probably see Lizzo on the home page. I love this new ad. It's part of our Logitech's Defy Logic idea. And for us, with video collaboration, we're part of this same idea that wants to enable and connect people, whether they're creating for their own pleasure or they're creating with other people for the workplace. And unlike pretty much anybody else in the industry, Logitech has a breadth of consumer and professional AV products that can serve all of us in all the aspects of our lives.
And it's easy to transition that way as well.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you're here with us too.
Thank you, Eric. Again, my name is Emily Dean here at ISE 2022. If you'd like to follow along with all of our ISE coverage, check us out on social or go to ravepubs.com.